Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel, or back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Christiana Davidson. I'm a psychotherapist and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I use both of those in order to help people heal from having had a narcissistic parent. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And at the end of the video, if you'd like to, please like it and share it with others who may benefit. Now, the video today is all about recovering from having had a narcissistic parent, and I've entitled it "Taking Back Charge from the Bully," because that is what we've got to do. We've got to take back charge of our lives, both externally and internally, from the bully who was so dominant over us in childhood. So I'm going to give you a very powerful phrase at the end of this video. It's not a long one today, so stick around because this phrase has been instrumental in my own healing, and it continues to be. Okay, so many of you will have been trying to affirm that you are not who or what your narcissistic parents said you were. You may have found yourself using affirmations, daily affirmations, telling yourself, "I'm lovable, I'm good enough, I'm beautiful, I'm all these things that your narcissistic parent tried to affirm the opposite of." And that is great. That's a wonderful start. However, it can also feel like such a tremendous effort. Why is this? Well, because subconsciously it feels like you're trying to pretend to be somebody else. It's like you're trying to put on a false self, because in the core, you don't really believe it. In the core, you've been programmed to believe the opposite is true about you. And so there's this tremendous battle where you're trying to tell yourself, no, I am this, I am that, and I'm going to put on this new me. But within, you don't believe it. So the messages, the projections rather, of your parent are so lodged within you as if it is your identity. And it's like you're trying to escape from who you are, who you were told you are. So it can feel like it's impossible, but it's not. My famous words in these videos, but it's not. So you feel like you are trying to put on a false self, and that as much as deep down inside you somehow sort of know that those affirmations are true, you do know it, but it's like you just can't deeply connect with them. It's like they're so hidden down beneath layers of evidence that points to the other points otherwise. So your narcissistic parent's voice always seems to win out over yours. Their voice that says you don't fit in. Oh, but you don't fit in, really. Or you're ugly, or you're not good enough, or nobody likes you, or you'll never amount to anything, you can't be successful, you're not capable, you're a burden, all these messages that you internalize to be true. That voice of the narcissistic parent seems to somehow be so powerful within you, despite all the affirming that you may be doing to the contrary. And this is even if you're no longer in contact with your parent. They may even have passed. So it's like their predictions and words about you are still in charge of you, and you cannot escape them. And it's infuriating, and it's frustrating, and it's desperate. You're desperate to find find freedom from them, but you just don't know how. Their projected image of you seems so powerful, like you'll never be able to get free of it. Why is this? Because you've been programmed in the subconscious. So this subconscious programming of that projected identity needs to be shifted. We can start to do it cognitively with all the affirmations, but we need to shift it on the subconscious. So we need to reprogram you subconsciously from the programming that happened back in childhood. And it's as simple as that. And you're making a great start if you're doing affirmations, because over time, the subconscious will take in these new beliefs, but it's going to be a long haul. So that's why I always say hypnotherapy is so helpful, because we get right in there and we start things moving on the subconscious level. We start to reprogramming it. We start to reprogram it. But today now, like I said, I'd like to share a phrase, a sort of affirmation that has been instrumental in my own healing alongside hypnotherapy. So we have to take back charge over the internalized narcissistic parent within you, who is still in charge, who you allowed in childhood. Why did you allow this voice in? This narcissistic parent's voice in? Well, it meant that you would know how to be good or lovable or safe, even when the narcissistic parent wasn't around. You would keep yourself, you'd be able to keep yourself in line, because you could just listen out for that critical voice and you'd know what to do. You keep yourself in line. And that would be the case even with other people then. You could keep control of yourself. By having this internalized narcissistic voice, you could keep control of yourself so that you don't break out, that you're not a free spirit. You don't express your authentic self. So in other words, you would be able to keep control of your actions, your words, and your behaviors, and not step out of the projected image. So you welcomed this connection within you to the internalized narcissistic parent who you believed was actually there to keep you safe, the internal bully who daily beat you into submission, into suppression of who you really are. And the way that this internalized bully kept you safe really is by lowering your self-esteem and disconnecting you from your gut instinct. Because both of those, your self-esteem and your gut instinct, are a threat. They are the two things that are going to cause your narcissistic parent to potentially abandon you. So your inner bully comes along now and it's going to keep you in a low self-esteem state, and it's going to keep you disconnecting from your gut. And that's what that's why you took that on in childhood, because it's kept you safe. But now you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to have a high self-esteem. I want to connect to my gut. But there's this sort of cognitive dissonance. On one hand you do, on the other hand it feels impossible and unsafe. So this inner connection to the narcissistic parent, the inner bully, as I call it, has to be broken. It has to be stopped. But how do we do it? Well, hypnotherapy is obviously fantastic for this. But before that, this is what I recommend. This is the phrase I have used myself and still do. And you can use this every time you hear yourself putting yourself down, calling yourself names, blaming yourself, telling yourself you're stupid, telling yourself you're fat, telling yourself you're ugly, telling yourself you're not lovable, telling yourself no one likes you, telling yourself you don't deserve this, or you're selfish, or you're too big for your boots, or whatever it is, all of those phrases that the narcissistic internalized parent, the bully, is going to tell you to keep you in low self-esteem and cut off from your true self. Say this to yourself every time. I will not let you treat me like that anymore. No, I will not let you speak to me like that anymore. No, I will not let you treat me like that anymore. That phrase is powerful. You can use it all day, every day. But I encourage you, take back charge, take back your dignity from this inner bully. This is a great place to begin, and you can do it. You can. You don't need me. You don't actually have to have hypnotherapy. But these things are on offer to you should you wish to really turbo boost yourself into self-esteem, high self-esteem, and reconnecting to your gut, to who you are. So I hope this video has been helpful for you today. You can hear I'm passionate about the work I do. You know, if you would like some support in this, some powerful support, reach out to me. You can have a free consultation, and we can go from there. Thanks, everybody. Take back charge. Bye.